It's not SA1, that's beautiful. Mario's Epic Adventure! Very similar title screen. I can take the laptop off my lap, and we can get started. I've got a feeling this is not going... Oh, right, I have an older SRAM of this. Huh. Well, let's use B. Right. Mario's Epic Adventure demo number 2. Right. It's good so far. I moderated the first version of this a while back, if I recall correctly, but it's been a bit. There we go. Info. I always appreciate lives. Point of advice, exclamation point blocks are solid to Mario, but not to sprites. Dotted lines are solid to sprites, but not to Mario. Okay, I'm going to try to remember that. And free moons. Let's make it a bit easier. What's up, Kappa? Turn on the ads. Yeah, I'll just do that. Fine. Give me 1 sec. Easiest way to do this. Should proc. Also, how you doing, Kappa? Venture start. Yes, a very minor issue there. Quick. Ah. No! No, God! Oh, God! No. Phew. Okay. Add marker. Just wanted to note that this camera scrolls a little bit on spawn. That's it. Okay, double hit glitch. Put that down. Be nice to have that if possible. You're writing your SA1 test ROM. Should have all your tests. I'm just gonna keep running into things like because I keep trying to reading. Tomorrow, have I updated my firmware? Not presently, but I will find the SD card tomorrow between here and there and make sure I have a set up properly version, an updated version somewhere within arm's reach to test. I'm curious which specific things you're interested in testing, but you know, I also have no problem with that. Okay, let's stop being silly. The areas I'm dying in are not difficult spots. Okay. You can be mad all you want, Wiggler. Plenty of room to be mad in this relationship. I wonder if this was like the first level last time. It has been a long time. Or are they? The SD cards? Can't believe I keep getting got by that. I got by that. I could've just waited. Oh yeah, that should be good. Doing a little bit of testing on that. Not just any adventures, but epic adventures? What's up, McEmblem? How you doing? Has been a bit. It has been a bit. It's also been a bit since I've been here. I haven't streamed since last week on Thursday. I keep getting hit in really stupid ways. No, there's no rhyme or reason to this. I just need like to finish my warm-up cycle here. This is not a difficult area yet. Nope. Well, that works. Problem solved. Gotta wait for Wiggler. See, look, I know what I'm doing. It just took some effort. Good old Mushroom Way. And good old Midway. Sweet. Doing good, working on your April Fool's Day project. Oh, nice. Hope that's something exciting. SA1 WRAM access, SNES side, 22OE and 25X, execution IRAM, and a BRAM W mirroring in ROM, smaller than this. SA1 DMA. Oh man, this is going to be a lot of things. I can definitely imagine taking effort. I spent a little bit of time today on a possible April Fool's Day thing. I'm not convinced it's the one I want to do, but it's a possible one. I always get hit by that. And it came together way faster than I thought it would. Like, honestly, I have most of the code done now, and it took like 4 lines of code. There's other parts of it that are more interesting that will take a little bit more doing, but not substantially more doing. It's just more of, I got part of it working, I just need to integrate it with the rest of my system, which will require rewriting a small portion. But that's not a bad thing. That bunch of code is kind of old. Turning out really cool, at least by your standards. Oh, nice! Well, on April Fool's Day, drop a link somewhere so I can see it, because I will be curious. I do love a good April Fool's Day thing. Like, a good April Fool's Day thing, not a, oh lol, we're shutting down our website. Isn't it oh, right, there's no line there. Isn't that wacky? Because, like, people used to do that all the time. I think my favorite one ever was, maybe not favorite one ever, but one of my favorites was when, Taco Bell took out an ad in the New York Times claiming that they were going to buy the Liberty Bell and rebrand it the Taco Liberty Bell. Which, honestly, having seen the Liberty Bell now, I would be completely okay with. It's not as impressive as you think. Like, it's actually kind of disappointing. Like, not to impugn on Davy Crockett or anything, but just, like, it's just not a very, like, you think it's going to be this huge thing, and no, it's really not. It's just, like, this tiny bell. I mean, it's still big. Bigger than any bell I own, I guess, but still. Like, if you're imagining Quasimodo having to, like, take effort to ring this thing, you will be severely disappointed. Very wacky, yes. Just a bit wacky. Alright. Perfect. Did I get it? Oh, I didn't get it. But yeah, I have like 3 possibilities right now, and 2 of them depend upon getting other hardware that I don't presently have on hand. One of which I could borrow, so I know I could get a piece of hardware I need from Squiggles. And the other one I'd also need to borrow hardware from Squiggles. I think this music is louder. Turn this down just a wee bit. There we go. Thank you for the GG. I'm going to use my invulnerability to make sure that guy gets hit. You know, it's a simple fact that I'm enjoying about this hack? No dragon coins. I swear, dragon coins just add so much time to moderation. Boop! Satisfying. But yeah, talk to Squiggles tomorrow. Get that squared. Because I can also talk to him about it on Sunday or Saturday. Once again, I will be a Hack Jam related or Quack Jam related thing on Saturday around 2 p.m. Probably more like 3 p.m. PDT. I've got Squiggles coming over for the 2-player one. Should be a good time. He'll be doing one of them, and I'll be doing the other, and you guys will be able to see both screens. We'll each only be able to see one without, you know, like, stretching or something. I still haven't gotten the complete ideas of how this is all going to work yet. But it's one of those, we'll figure it out when we get there. I need to put a little work into, like, overlays and stuff. Because the only duo overlay I have is from, last time me and Squiggles did Final Fantasy V nonsense. Thanks so good luck, Steven. How you doing? And the Final Fantasy V overlay is not perfect for this, as I think is pretty obvious. Oop. Like, it's good for Final Fantasy V. Has some nice USB to SNES characteristics. I'm not going to be turning on... Oh, nuts. Is this salvageable? Maybe. Okay, here's what I have to do. I need this shell. And I'm going to need to do an epic shell jump. I did not... Well, I did a shell jump. I guess I can take that into account, but it certainly wasn't epic. But yes, some amount of figuring out how that's going to work. And some amount of eating burritos. It was like, do you want a burrito? I'm like, sure, where from? And he's like, well, it could be from the Katsu burrito place. And I'm like, yes, very yes, but wouldn't that be a long drive? He's like, nah, I'm going to go to the thing near the burrito place. And I'm like, yes, I definitely want a Katsu burrito. Because damn, those are good. Here we go, new part of the level. No point in time was that what I meant to do. And yet. As long as, not too tired after D&D, it does depend upon a little bit high sleep. I haven't been sleeping great last few bits, which is mostly my fault. Need to go to bed earlier. You know, those things work. In case of squiggles coming over, I do need to be awake by 2 p.m. So, as long as I achieve that lofty goal, I should be fine. Speaking of... But I also need to pick which one I want to try out tomorrow. So, maybe I'll see about maybe Donuts and Companies, or Segs and Companies. Oh, no, Segs, the Seg and Company one is busted, I think. Or wait, no. Is that the one that was the musical one? The musical one I'm a little bit scared of. I did so badly when we did chat hacks of Grand Poo World 3, and my attempt at Rhythmic Bowser did not go great. I'm trying to remember if this is actually what the first couple levels were like. It's been a long time. I have to pull up the video, because I think I moderated this like early last year, or sometime in 2021, maybe 22. Time flies. Looking at like some of the size of some of the playlists I have now and how ridiculous size they are. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Focusing on actually playing. But like recent moderations is 150 odd videos, and Twitch channel point requests is like 70. There's a lot of them. Found a way to mitigate. Don't just stand there, mitigate. Don't just stand there, litigate? So far, so good. See, one of the key things is if you don't have to stick around... Wait. Is if you don't have to stick around, an awful lot of challenges like that become pretty diminutive. There we go. I'm gonna pull this up because I'm curious. Easiest way... Epic? I guess I don't use the word epic that often. Yeah, that does look familiar. No, that looks completely different. In fact, let's see. Beetle Cave, yes. Friend and Foe. Okay, so yeah, these levels are new. Interesting. Yeah, Adventure Start. What? Beetle Cave is the first one. And then Friend and Foe, huh? Oh my. Finally your favorite Trinidad and tomatoes. I need to redo my shitpost tags one of these days. Though that may become... Trinidad and Tobago may become more relevant than I want again. In the vaguely near future. I have been working on a thing. I've been working on several things, including, you know, work. But in specific, something for Twitch that I may or may not use in Octagon. Yeah, may or may not use April Fool's Day. I have yet to decide what exactly I'm going to do. How you doing, Zuccotti? He just kind of went. Oh, this level is familiar. I remember this now. There were a lot of, like, caged Koopas. It looks a little bit funky. It's probably fine, but moles spawning on air does look a little bit odd. It's not really an issue, but I'm gonna go through and be thorough. There's no munchers. Don't kill charging chucks and clapping chucks in this level. You need them to progress. That's always a scary sign. Always a scary sound. But yes. So some fun things in the... possibly in the Turnpike. I was also working on Final Fantasy 1. Hadn't touched that in a while and forgot how it worked. The good news is that I believe I remember how it works. There was a comment about needing to do a check. The other good news, I had exactly the space I needed to do a check. But I might remove the check for the purposes of stress testing. But I have exactly the number of bytes I need. It was ridiculous. I needed 4 bytes, and I had exactly 4 bytes where it was. I really didn't want to do a bypass and do some nonsense with all that. It's one of the downsides of like hacking Nintendo games is like you have to scrimp and save for every byte. Something you don't have to do for Super Nintendo games. They're so much bigger. He's clappy to see me. Oh wait, I didn't think this through. For some reason I thought that I would need to jump on him immediately. I landed on that. That sounds smart. But yeah, for Final Fantasy 1, I want to keep everything in bank... Well, the fixed bank, so really bank 3F. Not bank 0, but it's sort of the same thing as bank 0 is highly privileged. You really want to be, if you can, executing in bank 0 for certain things, and I'm not baseballing well. Right, he's not coming with. So yeah, I want to party in the fixed bank, but of course the fixed bank is where like it was where a lot of things happen. Thankfully there's just a bunch of junk near the end as well as like a copyright statement I got to eat. I don't think Nasir would approve, but it doesn't appear to have any serious downside. I jumped, damn it. But yeah, then I'd need to like go find other space. Like I'm already using like 3 or 4 different spots in that area, in that bank, so I'm not exactly thrilled. It's going to be a very simple integration. I really want it to be as simple as possible so I can also use it to stress test the NES, USB to NES connection. Because I'm just dubious. I get the feeling it doesn't work right. Also, there's another feature I really want that I've been working on. So one of the things the Super Nintendo does when I have it running in any sort of USB-aware mode is it's copying over SRAM all the time. All of it. And the reason for that is, if something breaks, I have a copy of SRAM. And then I can... No! I can proceed and try again if something goes crazy and scrambles my save. Don't have that benefit on the NES yet, but it looks like I can get it. What's up, Jimbo? How you doing? Hack the Planet, indeed. Hackers is aesthetically a wonderful movie, but incredibly stupid. They're trashing us, man! How you doing, Fries? You should get a shirt printed up that says that. I think people would love it. Okay. Finally getting a handle on this. Also thinking this might not have been the level I thought it was. There we go. See, the more I think about it, several of these setups, the best thing to do is just go fast. Get your inner Sonic and just go. Did you... Well, that worked. Yeah, now this is the bit I remembered. You guys get more intense as it goes along. You! Dang it. Thought I could slide to victory. Oh, I got a moon. I guess I didn't need to set lives. That might be your breaking point with HR. Oh, the shirt. Yes, I imagine they wouldn't approve of such things. Sonic music. Simply put, just go work to a different company where there's no HR. They have to worry about such things. God, I do not like Hammer Bros. Give me the shell. Right into it. It's bound to happen sooner or later. Yeah, it was a one-shot. We remoderating? Kind of. So I moderated this when it was an earlier demo. I was actually curious when I upload, when this... Thanks, YouTube, I don't care about that. When I did this, it was July 8th, 22. So it's been a while. Good old not Green Hill. I mean, it's kind of green. But yeah, not quite 2 years have passed since I've last played this. I think this is its first update after that initial release. Doom was got in the spirit. So, the creator, Niko, requested that I moderate. And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? But requested, like, in January, and I'm like, I won't be able to get to it till March, and here we are. Sure is March. Damn it. But it's how it's worked out. The good news, my shoulder is still doing really well. Been doing the exercise. I found something I was doing that I think was exacerbating it, and so I stopped doing that. Niko Dude. It says his name is Niko on this. Niko98 on Twitch, I think. Because he talked to me on Twitch. On SMW Central, just Niko. Which is a pretty good nickname, or pretty good name to Snagged. Wasn't worth it. See, when you just see a slope like that, you gotta think, oh, I'll be able to do a fun slide down it, but no. I am bad at this type of timing. Scrolling is disabled, by the way. Nope. Not the same? No, I don't believe so. Right or left? Scrolling? I tried right, but I imagine they're both off. Usually when one disables scrolling, they disable it entirely. Some people like use an Uber ASM for it, others do a global patch. I have no opinion upon which is better in the slightest. But you can't do manual scrolling using LRR is all I'm saying. Which can be useful to avoid what people want you to do. Because, you know, once there are bits off screen, things behave slightly different. Like, I kind of respawned him there, I think. So, anyways. Freebie. I take those. But yeah, also the moderation queue has gotten way too long. In terms of things that I am technically allowed to moderate, they're at 31. Okay, good, the level hasn't changed. There are, I believe, 31 hacks presently. An awful lot of them are claimed, some of them aren't. Could see doing another one tonight if I get through this quickly, but we'll see how that works. Because if I look at the prior moderation, it took me about 30 minutes to get through the first 6-ish levels. So, it's likely I can finish this tonight. I don't think it's unlikely. This would also totally confuse my sorting thing. Guess I just need to put the word remoderation in front of it. I have something to sort the playlist, the moderate. I have things to sort all sorts of playlists. Because, man, sorting playlists by hand suck. Bro tip, if you're trying to do the duck and then grab thing, remember to actually grab. I think this is fine. Shoulder left, yeah. Oh, my shoulder, not the buttons. Right shoulder. I'm not exactly sure what I did to hurt it, but I've got some exercises to do and was doing some sorts of physical therapy and things. Also, just not like sleeping on it weird. I realize that frequently when I kind of turn over to the right when I'm sleeping, I never turn over to the left, always to the right. That I think I was sleeping on it funny, and so every time I do this, I have to like, no, Pat, you're not allowed to do that. And part of the reason why I always turn to the right is because the window is to the left. So I could rotate my bed, or I guess sleep at the foot of it, I suppose. Or I could buy some curtains. I think I'm just going to buy some curtains, which would solve that problem a lot better. So yeah, you're supposed to do something smart here. Well, I'm just going to shut up now. Because apparently I can't. This is all just about patience. I got enough patience. Yeah, all in all, things are on the up look. It was definitely pretty bad earlier this year. That's... oh, never mind, that's not interesting. I thought for some reason that the left thing and the other thing had different coloration, different lava coloration. I'm like, why would you do that? But no, they don't. All right, cool. It actually starts somewhere else slightly. Right, because I went through a pipe. So this is just to deal with the midway issue. There are patches to fix this, but honestly, I don't blame anybody for saying, yeah. I'll just put all my midways in the level they belong in, and that solves a lot of problems. It's a smart compromise. You're not feeling terribly ASM inclined. Interesting note, the first jump hack also uses this to greatly simplify, just to simplify things. Just gonna wait. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, it knows. I feel some nights I just need to like warm up playing Mario World before I like get better at it. So the first couple levels are always a little bit touch and go, and then after that I'm like, oh yeah, now I remember how to Mario. Yeah, kind of. Kind of know how to remember how to Mario. Good enough though. Good enough. Oh, thanks for the GG. What are we doing? 5. Hooray! Bullet bill planes. Plain bullet bills. Purple. Reminds me vaguely of like Rob Father World. So Rob Father World had some weird palette choices. It made sense in game, but they definitely were weird. Bullet bills are not my favorite of things. Bonsai bills, on the other hand, I'm perfectly cromulent with. But bullet bills, I do not trust them. Hidden sources of periodic motion. Also, thank you for the GG in case I spaced on that. I got so distracted by bullet bills. There we go. Quick and easy. So one of those things I think I want to do this year, but I haven't like fully committed to, is whenever I'm moderating a hack, I always write a rejection log, basically why I'm rejecting this. Like, you had problems with this level, and this level, it crashes here, you have lots of cutoff here, 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 and here, things like that. or you know, made a 105 level edit level, which we just are not for. But I kind of been tempted to try to write acceptance logs, which have basically the same content, except here are the things you might want to consider fixing, along with like a short review. Because you're technically supposed to leave reviews while moderating things, and I've never done so. And I really should. It's almost a one-shot. Just out of force of habit, honestly. It's nothing malicious. Yeah, but we're schmoovin'. Ah, the mole spawner. I know about the mole spawner. In fact, this reminds me vaguely of Hack Jam from way back when. I think Sicko's, like, second level was all about mole spawners. There were some wacky setups you had to do to make sure you didn't die while jumping on moles to across long spaces. Like multiple mole spawns. Groovy. I like the conveniently placed pits. They're everywhere. They're perfect for moderation. Because, you know, sometimes you just need to die. And it's so much more convenient than typing kill. I don't think these two obstacles fit together. Oh. Thank you for the follow. Enjoy your fish. Gotta be careful not to fall on the basketball. Okay, there we go. Nobody can prevent themselves from using a specific gimmick when they use the mole spawner. It's just, you have to have at least one area like that. It's just the nature of mole spawners. I don't remember if this was... Oh, how long ago that was. Maybe this came out around the same time Mice did. Or Mice 2 did. Mice is a fascinating hack in that it decided the team involved, Jump Team, was only using resources that were released. Ah, nice. We are cruising. Released that C3. And so, like, an awful lot of things you take for granted kind of see over time the way things changed. Of course, it turns out that the thing that stole the show for Mice was LX5's... LX5? I think it's LX5. LX5's power-up patch. Thanks, so good luck. How you doing, BK? What's up there? That'd be a good spot to hide a secret. Let's take a look. Well, it's not a secret. There's no secret up there. Oh my. Vanilla flavor? Oh, he made that one too? Huh. Oh, what's up, Risto? Thanks for the raid. How you doing? Let me do the thing, 'cause I always forget to do the thing. How was the... You were playing a hack. I even looked over and saw what it was and completely spaced earlier. I know it says a ballistic aristocrat, but, you know, you can only fit so much in a text box. So thanks to the raid. How was the stream? What were you up to? What's up, a tiny bowl? What's up, Tanarg? Let me clear the box. And thank you for following, and enjoy your fish. Aristocrab? Aristocrab. It'd be like a king crab, right? What was I... Anyway, I'm hi. I'm supposed to, like, do some patter here. I'm Pat CDR. I'm currently moderating a hack for SMW Central. This is a standard hack. And I played the older demo of it. And the hacker requested that I do this one. I'm like, yeah, sure. But I won't get to it till March, and it's March now. But there's also some USB nonsense going on, what you just saw earlier. I have some in-game alerts. So if you follow, it shows up in the box, message box. The funny thing is, initially I wrote that because I was really bad at keeping track of Twitch follows. Because Twitch didn't used to have as good of an interface for it. There we go. But it kind of stuck around. If you look in the channel, if you look in the channel point stuff, you might find something interesting too. I've got like character changing and the ads function, which does not play Twitch ads. It plays my own ads that people purchased using channel points. Stream was lovely. Looking second reality project. Oh yeah, that was it. A exclamation point above a fuzzy means you should wait while spinning on said fuzzy. Okay. Second reality project. That's old school. Hope that's going well. I think last time I watched anybody play that was Desi struggling with the final level, which is a gauntlet. I read that wrong. Respect the checkpoint testing. Menu lazy. I almost always try to remember to do so. I do think it has some problems, such as if I am checking for all the dragon coins, it does mean I need to get all the dragon coins before dying. So whenever I get a hack that has no dragon coins, it makes me so happy. But just for the purposes of checkpoint testing. Because it just makes everything flow a little bit better. There we go, see? I don't need that anymore. I already went and did the star stuff. So yeah, moderation is a kind of a form of acceptance testing. We're making sure the game works, that it doesn't crash, that there's not a lot of just unfortunate, sloppy mistakes. And sometimes not sloppy mistakes. Sometimes you run into something that's just plain bad luck. Weird things happen. For instance, the last hack I moderated, which was called... I am drawing a blank. I really shouldn't be drawing a blank. Ultima Kiwi. Ultra Kiwi? I have to look this up. But the first version that I was messing with had the unfortunate bug where if you start selected, it would crash the game. Like, completely hard crash. SD to SNES turns off. So... Thanks to the GG, Narg. Oh, what's up, Groovy Gadget? Speaking of GGs. Gonna pretend you're part of the Restorate. Oh, how you doing, fan? Speaking of moderating, there's been out a call for new moderators, so if you think you have the chops, feel free to message Idle somewhere on SMW Central about it. I believe that is the current process. I'm just having so much fun jumping on Spinies that I need to stop. Always there in spirit. Ooh. I do like a good pun. I don't find they dispirit me. Don't always quite... Yep. Does love that double spiny setup. Something's gonna drop on me? No. There is one thing I can say is that I think the solution to almost every single obstacle in this game is just go first cycle so far. Waiting tends to just go worse. I wonder what this track's from. Kind of sounds like Ninja Turtles. But I think a lot of things sound like Ninja Turtles. When things aren't a shit show, you were thinking about playing? That's fair. Hope things improve. Good, playing a hack. Oh, nice. That's why you're gonna hurl up. Makes sense. People who keep normal time zones. I've always said that most people who watch me are either foreign, and I don't mean that in any sort of bad way, or insomniacs, and I don't mean that in any sort of bad way either. Just is what is. Finished a stream the other day and found like half the people who'd watched were from Sweden. No, not Sweden, Finland? It was a different Nordic country. It was really weird. Statistically, it was like, this does not make any sense. It was Norway. No, Denmark? I don't know. It was another country in that block. Have to look it up. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Careful, careful. There was no reason to do it that way, and I did it anyway. Norway, thank you, Fries. Baseless. Look, I'm not well versed in that area of the world. There we go. He already died. I'll just trigger a Scandinavian. Look, I have to... Well, I guess I can look that up really quick. I got it in front of me. I have a few seconds. When did this happen? Before that, before that, before that. Yeah, it was Norway. Huh. Thanks to the GGs. Yes, I'm aware they're not all the same place, just I don't know the geography all that well. I had a friend in college who was from Croatia, and he kept mocking me for my lack of European geography knowledge, and I'm like, dude, you don't know where Minnesota is. So we had a geography off. It took him about 13 tries to find Minnesota, it took me about 13 tries to find Croatia. To be fair, I thought Croatia was further east and landlocked instead of being directly on the Mediterranean, which it is. It's on the Mediterranean. It's not exactly what you expect. I don't know why, but the pink background makes me think that my controls are going to get reversed in water. Come on, there we go. Alright, into the drink. You open Gambler coded level? Same rates. It's possible. I kind of doubt it. That is definitely not my least favorite Yelpy level. Definitely not my least favorite. I think all the way from New Jersey is still taking it for the time being. Once I get back to Jump, though, I may have other opinions when I get to Depraved Stronghold again. Because me and my buddy were playing through Jump years ago, and we got stuck on Depraved Stronghold and never really made any forward progress. Two problems, of course. One is when you're playing two-player, you kind of lose all momentum when you die, especially on a level like Depraved Stronghold, where, like, you know, it's just long. It's really long. And two, we were drinking heavily while playing, which did not help. Depraved is hard, but felt well built. I think so, from what I remember. Like, I remember the first couple rooms pretty well, because we were in the first couple rooms a lot. But again, I think that the two handicaps that were largely self-imposed did not help with my experience with that level. I kind of think the same of Mankey Bridge, having gone back and beaten that. I used to absolutely hate that level. But coming back to it and playing it mostly sober, and in single-player context, helps a lot. Thanks and good luck. How you doing, TJB? Oh, sober definitely helps. I'm still kind of shocked at how far we got into that game and how much we beat, given the amount of drinking that was occurring back then. Lessened up a lot. For both of us. Don't drink as much. Well, numerically. Probably. Mostly agree, but the second room is just too much. Yelpy agrees and wishes to remove like 2 obstacles from it. Ah, okay. Doing good, just beat Eden's hack today. Ah, possibility of an island. I've never heard of that. Congratulations. Go. Jump again. More. Going under. There we go. I keep forgetting the double hit patches in here. That's one of the bits of feedback that will be given. Already put a note down for it, so I don't need to do it again. The way I actually do moderation is I use the Twitch marker system to put down markers, and then I say exactly what I care about after putting down the marker. So, for instance, if there's cutoff, I'd be like, cut off underneath this pipe to the left after dropping the marker down. There we go. So. One of the few post-Hacker's Dreams hacks. Oh my. Scale from 1 to 10, how epic? It's been pretty epic so far. How you doing, Bracky? I'm cruising. How many exits do I have now? 11. I thought this was going to take longer. Wait. Hey. Man, dang Lava Lotuses taking HAMMERBRO's jobs. That's not how any of this should work. I'm actually not complaining in the slightest. I like these better than the amazing flying Hammer Brother. Or even amazing grounded Hammer Brother throwing things. Yeah, that one's on me. Oh, and that was on me too. Wrote some epic overworld ASM today. For someone else, you can't talk about it, but you're excited about it. Oh, nice! That does remind me. I really did want to check out the overworld design contest that happened like last week. There was some really cool looking stuff that I saw in Discord, but I haven't looked more into it, and I am not set up to do it. At least not easily. Well, actually, no, I could do it. Because, yeah, I forgot about that. There's a small piece of functionality in my bot that works for this. I could use that, and that would solve that problem. So what I don't want to do is accidentally have the whole thing cut itself into a million pieces. Nope, that's not how you do it. Does Overworld have, like, I don't know, a convenient management system? Kind of like we have Pixie and GPS for blocks and UberASM, like... I assume Overworlds are still kind of a wild west of... in regard to tooling. Nope? Okay, well, I'm right. That's unfortunate. That makes cool Overworlds even cooler, honestly. Because I guess at that point you're just kind of stuck with, like, UberASM, period. Damn mole. UberASM and patches, oof. That makes sense. Unfortunate, but it makes sense. I helped test the, what was that? It was like the LDC compilation a while ago. Maybe it was 13? With the train and everything, and the space station. All really cool stuff. But yeah, I imagine managing that. Absolute pain in the butt. DINO is a proper overworld sprite tool that works similar to Pixie and so great, but still not public. It's a good program, people love it. Oh, nice. I assume that's one of the, like, DINO Patreon exclusives. Would be my first guess. You know what? I'm just gonna take that shot. Just feels safer that way. Like you mall, there we go. Midway achieved. Made it for GPW 3 with those overworlds. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't think I saw too many of the overworld sprites. I haven't watched, like, I haven't, like, spent time watching people playing Grand Poo World 3, and my brief experience with Grand Poo World 3 was through chat hacking it. So it was not the expected way to enjoy that hack, to put it mildly. For instance, I beat the final Bowser in like 5 minutes after starting the game. I got to him within 5 minutes of starting the game. That's just not how things usually go. I keep running into hammers. That's also how things shouldn't go. But yeah, that was something. Said it to you for some reason. You wanted to do some testing and see how you can do ideas with it. Oh, nice. Well, I imagine helping out with testing never hurts. Like, if I made a cool tool like that, either I would hide it forever so no one ever got to see it, or I'd give it to people and let them test it. Like, it's never going to become highly monetizable. I'm pretty sure for the most part it would do that. Things that are on DINO Patreon are, like, reasonably free to share. As long as, like, someone actually paid for it. Is my understanding, but don't quote me on that. I am not her, nor am I on her Patreon, so. Haven't gotten around to it yet. Testing is indicative of a lack of confidence in your abilities. What was the line? I have not tested this program, merely proven it correct. I forget who said that, but it was one of, it's like Knuth or something. The fourth was the sense if there's an issue, it's definitely not you. I mean, that's fair, but you discovering issues will, you know, benefit her later. Things like that. There we go. That's not a tracing mole. Of course, she will not distribute. I mean, yeah, that's how that should work. Ah, there we go. These are actually not that hard to work around as long as I have a little bit of space. I didn't even touch any of the damaging part of the hammer. But it's cool that there exists a tool now, and may someday exist in a useful form somewhere. It's one of the things I always find amazing about SMW hacking is, like, there's all these disparate parts, and they all kind of work together. They don't always work together perfectly, but they work cohesively enough to make finished hacks that are pretty dang well polished. Need to stop doing that. Theory of computation professor at your school would say shit like, if you don't understand automata theory, how could you possibly write a computer program? Not a program, no nothing about computers, you learned ASM for fun. Get wrecked, professor? Yeah. I think there was another one of those, like, AI koans. A student was resetting a Lisp machine, trying to get it to recover from some error. Professor says something along the lines of, how can you reset it without understanding how it works? And expect it to work? And then the professor reset it, and the student was enlightened. Not my favorite of the AI koans. Like the one about the toaster, far better. There we go. You know what? I have a shell? These guys are gonna leave. Oh no, my devious plan has been foiled. I'm not sure why I was so insistent upon re-grabbing the shell. I'm not sure what happened there. To create an apple pie from scratch, you must first create the universe. Carl Sagan, but yeah, he is. Blue something retelling, but the toaster one is best? Yes. How you doing, Tara? I always liked the track. Someone made a really good Carl Sagan musical track based upon that quote. But yeah, the toaster one is the best one, without a doubt. It's a math meme with an equation that a dumb person solved because they didn't understand anything about the rules, but a smart person solved because they knew all the special rules, and a dumb person couldn't solve because they thought too much about the rules. That sounds very much like the Bruce Lee quote. The novice thinks that a punch is just a punch. The amateur... The proficient? I don't know what the right word here is. Thinks that a punch is not a punch, just a punch. And the master thinks a punch is just a punch. There we go. I haven't duped something in forever. Felt like it was time for it. Doesn't usually go that easily, but it was definitely time for it. Way better choices, Pat. Way better choices. For some values, way better choices. Okay. These are easy. Just don't get landed upon. I really was expecting the level to end about there. Given how everything else has been working in this. Come on. Well, I thought when I cleared that it would be the end, but nope. Moon. It's a meme, so it's probably something stolen from someone who was stolen from Bruce Lee. Probably. I mean, even old quotes like that are mimetic in that way. More than one person has done a riff on the classic "Give me liberty or give me death." Or "I have regret that I have but one life to give for my country" bit. Oh, whoa. Nuts. That didn't help. Let me fix something really quick. I just realized I'm placing myself in severe danger for no apparent reason. For some hacks, I don't mind having the reset switch really available for you guys, but in this case, given the relative length of the levels and things. Also, Fire Chuck. Oh man, that'd be like a great puzzle answer, Fire Chuck. Should've just waited. Yeah, Chucks have weird conservation of momentum. These tiny flames are like my least favorite thing in all of Mario. Well, one of my many least favorite things in all of Mario. Poro! And be patient. That really shouldn't have worked, though. Alright, grab at that, and go back into the drink. All stolen from Greek or Egyptian. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I think the Egyptians used to make ancient cat memes and put them on pyramid walls and whatnot. I was even thinking of the I regret that I only have one life to give for my country. One. If I recall correctly, was actually... The one I'm thinking of was actually Garfield. Was it Garfield? That was cat-based. I regret I only have 9 lives to give for my country. Because, you know, cats, they have 9 lives. Okay. Ah, no. Never gonna work. Just don't like the tiny flames. I may have regrets about how I spawned these two. I do not have regrets about how I spawned those two. Oh, there it was. There it is. In the day when Sussman was a novice, Minsky once came to him as he sat hacking at a PDP-6. "What are you doing?" asked Minsky. "I was training a randomly wired neural net to play tic-tac-toe," Sussman replied. "Why is the net randomly wired?" asked Minsky. "I do not want it to have any preconceptions of how to play," said Sussman. Minsky then shut his eyes. "Why do you close your eyes?" Sussman asked his teacher. "So that the room will be empty." And at that moment, Sussman was enlightened. Yeah, from the hacker jargon files or whatever those... That was jargon files, I think? Fairly classic set of textual files. Actually, even hypertextual files, I think about it. Huh. My brilliant plan really just needed to be executed slightly earlier. Or slightly later, I suppose. Nope. I need to remember where I died, so I can avoid doing the thing that got me killed. I think I over... No, it was not here. Right, because we had these two. Which have spawned much nicer this time. Yeah, you can have that. You can have that ledge all you want. Charlie, it's yours. There's always one extra flame at the end of levels where there are flames. What's up, Oreos? Long time no see. How you doing? I know it's a tricky ghost house. Unlike regular ghost houses. Which are not tricky. And doesn't actually have floating munchers, though it initially appeared to do so. Some good Chrono Trigger music, too. Keep thinking I want to replay Chrono Trigger, and then I keep reminding myself, no, Pat, you have other things you need to do. Not to mention I had, you know, like a 2-month vacation from Mario stuff. Somewhat self-imposed, but, you know. I was on the East Coast and just... After you spend so much time playing on like an SD to SNES and everything, once you get used to your setup, there's no real way to kind of go back to wanting to play in an emulator. I have no idea why I did that. Doing great. How am I? I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. You know, finally got back to the West Coast a couple weeks ago, which was nice. Hurt my shoulder and was getting some stuff done with it on the East Coast. Which made it difficult to play Mario because, you know, once you got your setup on, and just, yeah. I was only playing, like, weird puzzle games and Metroidvanias that would work on Mac OS. You'd be shocked at how small of a category things that work on Mac OS really is nowadays. With the transition to ARM. It has gotten so much worse. Ow. That was not a smart move. I thought that was a larger group of them. don't trust the Pentagon. Nope, that's death. Got a robot arm now? I wish. Robot arms would be cool. Living Computer Museum. Back when that's what they would call. They had a PDB-8/E you could play chess on. One year said to look up a white paper document for that chess game, ended up forcing it to very slowly play chess against itself. None of you could figure out how to stop it. Later found out that it played like that for 2 to 3 hours. Oh dang. Infamous to this day. That is cool. That's the one that used to be in Seattle, right? I think it's been closed down for a bit. Post-COVID and post Paul Allen's death, because no one was really interested in continuing his legacy in the slightest. Which is a huge shame, because he had a lot of good stuff in Seattle to continue that legacy. Something, 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 Cinerama. Which I think is finally opening back up, but like, they're playing, I don't know, normal movies would be the right way to phrase it. Like, typically what you went to Cinerama for were like weird... Well, what you go to Cinerama for usually was like the playing of old movie prints, like getting to see Tron in like 35mm and other such things, which was kind of cool. But that's about it. Paul Allen's baby in South Seattle. Huge shame because that museum is awesome. It got bought by the same group that bought Cinerama. But you were told they ruined it. Oh man, that's really bad. It's an effing shame. Koopa's walking on air. Very minor issue, but may as well mark it down. Probably won't even put that one into the final report. I'll wait for the Munchers. The Munchers are not going anywhere. Oh, that would have been so much cooler had I pulled that off. Not stand by that, though. It's all for memory fair. Might have to look into that at some point. Really want to see the Lord of the Rings with the London Symphony Orchestra playing the soundtrack? Oh, that sounds awesome. It's the kind of thing that, like, if I knew that was going on anywhere on the East Coast, I'd buy my sister tickets for it. Because she is a huge nerd. Lord of the Rings nerd, that is. One of those people who actually not only read the Silmarillion, but enjoyed it. Some things boggle the mind. This is my shell now. I don't think I knew what I needed to do there with that. That worked out. I was looking at that throw and I'm like, wow, that was such a crap throw. Did see 2001 in Cinerama a while back? Yeah, no, it's seriously an impressive spectacle when you get to see the old stuff on a screen like that. I think one of the few times I went to Cinerama properly was to see Tron. I heard like the night before that they were doing that. And, like, Tron is a pretty movie, but it's a lot prettier in its old school analog form. Oh yeah, definitely, totally worth it. 2001 would have been worth it too. I would have had to go and like buy some caffeine. I've never stayed awake through the entirety of that movie. Like, we rented it as when I was a kid a few times. I'm not really sure why now, but I would always fall asleep partway through. I would hope as an adult I can stay awake longer, but you never know. Definitely developed a larger appreciation of Arthur C. Clarke, having played the Rama FMV game, and of course actually like listened to the audiobook Rama, which I will say is still kind of weird. Very much a setup of better things to come, because it never provides any answers and doesn't really do much on that front. But the setup is really good, so it makes perfect sense why it won like a Hugo and Nebula and like 4 other awards. It like swept all the sci-fi book awards the year it came out. It's a compelling book. There's a tiny bit of cutoff right there. Tiny bit of cutoff to the right. Yeah. Cutoff band, no. with the scene Lawrence of Arabia about having to stay awake. I mean, I don't know. I feel I liked that movie more, maybe. Hard to say. Some experience was going to the dog-friendly viewing of Up. During the thunderstorm, all the dogs started howling. Dog-friendly showing of Up. It's just a phrase I never would have expected there to exist. I guess it makes sense. They do kid-friendly showings of things. Why not dog-friendly showings of things? Just not what I expected. Do dog-friendly showings of Jaws. Post on Twitter, name and shame. A little bit of cutoff's fine. Just a little bit, though. Not a lot of it. And this is a demo, so there's also some extra calculus in how much I'm kind of, like, caring versus not caring. And also, for a hack of this length so far, I have, what, like, 6 notes, and most of them are small. Things like, the music's a bit louder here. So there was a 1 instant of cutoff. Oh, a suggestion to use the double hit patch. Because, please, if you're going to put enemies close together like that, please include the double hit patch. But again, that one, like, they're mostly, like, suggestions more than do this or else we'll reject your hat right now. Simple things. Hey. You know, I was so busy watching the NINJI, I didn't even notice the hammers. Rather have a dog-friendly showing than a kid-friendly? I mean, yeah, that's the point, though. Like, don't go to the things, like, just don't go to those. In fact, I think the last kid-friendly showing I went to as a child was of Beethoven, the movie about the dog. And it wasn't bad, you know. It was like noon, somewhere in Alabama. Like, kids were mostly well-behaved. Could have been a lot worse. Alright, those ninjas track. They need a bigger boat and more doggy treats. Nobody normalized their music anyway. Yeah, but I like to let them know. People should. Like, if I actually notice it's louder, it's usually a pretty significant change. But again, it's literally just like, here are the things I noticed. And I'll usually point out that this is these are must fixes, if there is a specific thing that is an absolute must fix. For example, there was another hack I was moderating relatively recently. Like, what was it? They had a weird name. Something about Stickman. There's also like a happy birthday hack for somebody, which was kind of cool. But, you know, there's some minor issues. But ultimately, the reason it got rejected was because it crashed whenever you got to a certain point in the third level. Consistently. There's just some sprite that jumps out to no man's land. I looked at Messen. That's what I believe is what's happening. I mean, by no man's land, I mean, I guess it jumps somewhere into BW RAM, but still, that's not helpful. Yeah. It is a problem. Like, I didn't play most of that level because of it. But otherwise, that would have been a pretty easy hack to accept. Like, there were some very small issues. But crashing, just no dice. That's one of the few things that will get an instant sort of reject. And I don't mean like instant, like I'll stop playing. Like, given tool ability, I will continue forward and see what I can make out of the rest of it. There's no point like just going across the plate once when there's more stuff that could be found. That level, that game did have an open overworld, so you could in fact go past that particular level. And I cheated to beat it using my, you know, cheating system. Just set the orb timer to the correct value of 1, and then bam, orbed. I was close to midway. Which was important because it had a, like, you have to beat all the levels to see this part of the, like, ending gate. So I didn't get to see the ending, and the bits around, and the bits after. That was the other thing, is it had a really wacky Lemmy fight? I always forget which one's which. The I can't believe it's not Wendy boss. Because it's the same boss, but just different pipes. And there were problems with him, like, emerging from the pipes and flying around, and it was just weird. It was one of those, I could easily see this being completely on purpose. Because you thought it was really funny, and I could easily see this just being broken. I have no idea which. I just waited. Couldn't just wait. So yeah, that's why I frequently have comments like, is this on purpose? Because I legitimately have no idea. Because it could be. That could have been part of your vision. You could be doing the Diagonal Mario thing, where, you know, I just assume any weirdness is intentional. There's a few hackers like that, where it's like, I assume any weirdness is completely intentional on their part, because they want it to be weird. But it is what it is. That time I stood far enough away. L and R scrolling are disabled, by the way. I'm gonna kill this guy. I just don't want to deal with him. Who gets to moderate O? I think, did Shove to claim it? I honestly have no idea. Like, I have not looked. I think I actually, no, I think I looked, and I think it was Shovda. I have no idea, though. I am shocked the level didn't end there. Sixth thrower. Semi-solid. Lovely. I'm so glad I noticed that. Not solid. Nobody's claimed it? Let me think. I think, Oh, I got points, so I have to do this. Rephrases. I think someone did claim it, and it might be unclaimed for fix. I'm not sure whom, though. I don't think it's like a free-for-all. And if I did want to look that up, I cannot presently because, man, there's a lot of text in there. So I think someone might have unclaimed it for an update because, you know, any big hack with a sufficient amount of ASM is going to need an update. Can I look that up in that? I don't know if I could. Let's just say Glitchcat. Glitchcat's gonna do it. Why not? Not true, but why not? At the end of Buck and Toad. If I've ever heard of that hack. It's an incredibly ambitious hack. That would do it. Like, I love ambitious hacks, but, you know, they do come at the cost of testing is really hard. Even with, like, the jump team has good testers. But even then, just, there's a sheer amount of stuff and combinations of things. If you haven't... I don't know why I thought it was going to go right. Just combinations of things, really. Coming to levels in different orders. SRAM being initialized, RAM being initialized in different ways. Oh, the new Bandicoot hack. Yeah, I think BK got that one. Yeah, Bandicoot hacks are fun. Highly recommend them in case you want, like, some good standard fun. He also tends to integrate, like, collectathons into them. Oh, good time to rest my hand. I was thinking I wanted a drink anyway. No shake patch. I don't know. Was that in there? Sup, Zaplex? Let me do the thing. Good luck, epicness. I swear, some hacks are just chosen for the name alone. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It might have been Horny Mario was one I playtested for somebody. And basically people said, yeah, that sure is an attention-grabbing name. And there was nothing, like, actually lewd in there. Mario just was blushing the entire time. That was the only thing about that. It was very silly. Anyway, thank you for the raid. How are you doing? What were you up to? Hope something fun. Okay, he's gonna go up. There we go. That was not the jump. Not the jump at all. Practice Kirby Superstar, listen to music. Oh yeah! Is that that's the SNES one? Still never played any Kirby game for any non-trivial amount of time. I really should at some point. The last Kirby game I played for a not too long time, I think it was the NES one for a little bit. And before that, the Game Boy one, they wanted to use to show off the Super Game Boy at Sears. I played it for like 15 minutes and was like, I don't understand how to kill this tree boss. I guess I'm not going to do anything more here. The extra tile of height. SA11? Yeah, okay. Favorite co-op game? Oh, that's cool. I have seen someone else play that at some point. Why did the fire turn off? That was weird. Oh, hey, Midway. Boink. Yeah, I've never played that co-op. Oh, speaking of co-op, I should mention this because I suspect some people will actually be interested. I am a judge for Quack Jam, though I'm a little bit behind. And I have a not entirely quite scheduled, but kind of scheduled instance of me playing one of those, and it's the two-player one. I didn't expect that. I really should have expected that. That made perfect sense in retrospect. I have cohered a friend of mine to come over, so we will play the not two. It requires two players, but it's not a two-player one, if that makes sense. Kind of a keep talking and nobody explodes sorts of thing. At least allegedly. So you need information from both sides to solve puzzles or something or other. And so he'll be over and we'll be recording both sides of it, but we'll each only get to see one side, and we'll figure out how that works. So it'll be on Saturday at 3 PDT, roughly. Depending upon how long it takes for us to consume burritos and or set up. Because it'll take some amount of time to consume delicious burritos. Squiggles happens to be traveling to a place, near a place, that has... No, wait. Just wait for it to normalize and then send them off to Thwomp Heaven? I guess that's the only strat there is. Place that serves katsu burritos, and they are so good. I am very much looking forward to that burrito. Like sushi rice, it's got like coleslaw, and it's got like a ridiculous amount of chicken katsu. Just a ridiculous amount of chicken katsu in it. Shouldn't try to go into it. Keep Marioing and no one gets lost? Exactly. FX packs having issues since you can't fix it. You order an Everdrive X6 because you can't afford another FX pack. It is a little bit of a problem because I don't know if that one supports SA1. It might. I haven't been keeping track of what Crix is up to. Time to lurk while paying attention to responsibilities you're ignoring in favor of SNES games? Fair enough. Fair enough. It don't? Ah, that sucks. Yeah, that was mostly this week. I was doing other important things. Like one of those, I really wanted to stream on several days, and then my gumption evaporated because I was too busy on something, or got distracted by something, or well, I just ran into someone at the bar and spent way longer there than I expected to. Which is what happened on Wednesday, which was nice. I hadn't seen that dude in a while. Having a major life change, though. May not see him again for a while either. Okay. Then yesterday was just like, oh yes, I need to get this element of job finished. I'm just bad at dealing with multiple cycles. Nice try. Saw it coming. Curious there's been no bosses yet, but I'm also happy about that. You generally don't need to throw Resnors or Booses at people. Make a satisfying hack. End. Thanks for playing. Hope you had 76% fun. I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. 76 at least % fun.